Hi, my creative weirdos. Welcome to the podcast. This is going to be the first podcast episode that I'm posting under Creative Weirdo. So if you were here for the Patience Prosperity era, then you're a real one, okay? I'm not changing, okay? Well, I am changing. We're all changing. But this podcast is just finding its light in the world, okay? It's finding its way, and I'm just going to walk you guys through it a little bit, and then we're going to get into some fun little questions to get to know me better, because I feel like I've never really actually introduced myself on this platform before. So what better time than now, you know? But if you're new here, my name is Lizzie. I'm the host of Creative Weirdo, which is so weird to say, but sounds so right. And with this new rebrand I have going on right now, it's not put here to change the entire trajectory of my podcast. If you've been vibing with the content that I've been putting out, honestly, changing the name has just given me more of a reason to show up as weird as possible and as authentically as I possibly can. And it's not that Patience to Prosperity didn't do that for me, but there was always this underlying factor of not being able to showcase too much of my personality with Patience to Prosperity, because it felt like I was meant to sit on that mic to give y'all something to take home. And obviously this podcast, this space is my own doing. I can make it whatever the fuck I want it to be. I can say whatever I want to say. I can talk about myself as much as I really want to. But I really just wanted you to feel like if you took nothing from the episode at the end of the day, if the only thing you could take from it was that you resonated with what I was saying, then that was enough. But with Creative Weirdo, it's more like there are no bounds, okay? Like we just let the walls down. There are no bounds. And I just love the fact that it kind of encapsulates the idea that in order to be creative, you also kind of have to be weird. Like you have to give your weird ideas the light of day, and you have to respect them enough to let them come past the surface and uncover them a little bit more to see what they have in store, instead of just judging them for being fucking weird and in turn judging yourself because it's your idea. I don't know. I could talk about it forever, and I really don't want this episode to be me just blabbing on and on about the title of this podcast and what it means to me now and all those things. But I think where I'm at in my life right now is this place of just being so obsessed with being as weird as possible. Because I don't know, guys, I feel like my entire life has been me kind of trying to fit myself into boxes that I never truly fit into, and shrinking myself by doing that in the process. And, now that I have kind of trained this muscle in myself to be more comfortable with the uncomfortable, I feel like I seek out any opportunity to just showcase going against the grain a little bit. And not in a way where it's like I'm trying to be different so bad, just in a way of like doing the thing that makes the most sense to me instead of judging that it's different than what everyone else is doing. I know that might sound really surface level, but I'm just kind of blabbing. So I looked up some getting to know me questions online, which, as we all know, this will ask you the strangest range of questions. Like one question is like, what's your favorite color? And then the next question is like, what's the worst thing that's ever happened to you? So I just picked the ones that I thought were kind of funny, weird, maybe interesting. I don't know. So we're just going to go with it today. And knowing me, I'm probably going to get very deep on the questions that are just asking you about your favorite color. So this is just going to be you guys getting to know the person behind this microphone today a little bit more. So stick around if you're interested in that. And if you're not, then I'm not going to take offense to it. I don't really care. Okay. The first question that I just thought was really funny. Like, I just thought it was so weird and funny. If someone asked me this question, I'd probably laugh in their face. But the first question I found was, what color do you feel like today? You see what I mean? You see what I mean? Personally today, I feel like orange. I don't know. I feel like I woke up today. I had an exam at 8 a.m. this morning, and I planned on just napping after, but now I'm recording an episode about me, pretty much. So I feel like orange is the one that's like you don't necessarily want to like, but when you do, you have to like respect that, you have to follow through with that. So that's how I feel today. It's like I really didn't want to like today, But you know what? The sun is shining and I'm alive. So I feel like orange. Okay. Moving on. I promise that every question is going to be like that. Okay, the most generic question ever, but one that I could probably talk about very in depth. Are you a morning or a night person? So, short answer, night, but long answer. I want to be a morning person so bad. And I feel like a lot of us do. I feel like that's pretty common to feel that way. But I try to be a morning person by like kind of having a slow morning. Like, I realistically don't do anything in the morning that would take me more than 30 minutes to do, right? Like, I make basically the same thing every single morning for breakfast. I don't really beat my face too much. I just put on some mascara if I feel like I need a little something. That sounded very pick me. I just, I pick an outfit, I brush my teeth, wash my face. I do the normal things that a person, I'm not going above the top. I'm not doing anything crazy. But I want to be the person that journals in the morning, does some yoga, then goes to a workout class, makes pancakes for the entire house and eats them while laughing with my friends. Like, I want to do all those things in the morning before like 6 a.m., right? Like, I want to be that person, but it's not me. It's not me. If I'm being so honest, I've never woke up feeling rested ever in my life. Is that just me? Can y'all relate with that? Because I've never felt rested. Like, I don't even know what that feels like. And maybe that's a me problem. But I feel like my night routine has become everything that I want my morning routine to be. Like, at night, I love being in my own company. I mean, I love talking to my friends at night and stuff, but when I'm not with my friends, I love just having a slow night. Maybe I journal. Maybe I watch a little YouTube video, a little tiny desk. Maybe I take a nice shower with a candle lit, perhaps with a hot tea waiting for me. Like, the possibilities are really endless. Okay, I just love the idea of like intentionally slowing down. Okay, I love that. And in the morning, I feel like I can't intentionally slow myself down because I have to get myself ready. Maybe I'll do a whole episode on that one because clearly I have a lot to say. But short answer, I'm a night person. Okay, I'm a night person to my core. My brain is on at night. I'm most creative at night. I'm most lit up by life at night. In the morning, I'm just trying to wake the fuck up, and my motivation to get out of bed is my coffee. Okay, if I'm being so real. Okay, next question. Also one that is so generic and I really did not need to find by looking up. But am I an introvert or an extrovert? Okay, it's another one that I could just answer with one fucking word, but I'm gonna go deeper. I like to call myself an introverted extrovert because, apparently I just like to be different so bad. Apparently I can't categorize myself as one thing. But I recently in my life have realized I'm so much more extroverted than I think I realize. But I don't know. I feel like when you're talking about introvert and extrovert, it has to do with how you replenish your energy, like how you recharge your energy. It's either with people or by yourself. And I think I honestly, at the end of my day, if I don't talk to someone before I go to sleep, I feel a little bit crazy. I feel a little bit insane. I'm not gonna lie. I really do think I'm way more extroverted than I thought. And I just thought I was more introverted because I like my alone time and I like my slow nights and stuff like that. But just because you like spending time with yourself and you enjoy your time alone doesn't necessarily mean that you're an introvert. Okay, it really doesn't. It just means you're a human being that has maybe healed some parts of you that now you like your alone time, you enjoy your own company more. But like, Miss Girl, you literally go insane when you go one day without seeing your friends. Like, I think you're a little extroverted. I think you're a little more extroverted than you think. And that's okay. I like being an extrovert. I like talking to strangers and, meeting people through my own discretion. Okay. Because today's day and age makes it really hard to fucking meet people because everyone is just so in their own bubble and doesn't talk to anyone. And it's fucking weird. And it feels like we're all robotic and I hate it. But that's why I try to talk to people as much as I can. And that's why I put myself in positions to talk to people. I'm a barista, and when I'm on shift, I work alone. So I just yap with customers. I just yap. And when they don't want to yap with me, I don't take offense to it. But there is a part of me that's just kind of like, can you just be a normal human fucking being? Like, can we just talk to each other? Like, why are you just coming to the register and demanding something from me? I'm a human being, okay? And I'm making your coffee, and not for nothing, but when I make people's coffee and they have good conversation with me and they genuinely want to talk to me, I make their coffee with a little more love than I do the ones that don't give a fuck to talk to me, okay? I make it with a little more love. And that kind of sounds fucked up because that means like I'm kind of giving people selective empathy. But like, I don't know. I just love the act of pouring a little more love into someone's drink when they actually try to banter with me a little bit. Can we bring back bantering? No one wants to fucking banter anymore. Everyone's on the go all the time and no one wants to talk to a fucking stranger. Like, I don't know. I'm getting way too deep into this. We're only like 2 questions in. Okay, I put this next question down because I have something to say about birthdays. This next question is, what is your ideal way of spending your birthday? Okay. I could honestly talk about birthdays for like way longer than I'd like to admit, but bottom line, I never really grew up celebrating my birthday that much. Like, my family was the type to just, make a box cake mix on your birthday and like maybe sing if someone's home and blow out the candles and happy birthday. That's it. Like, we never had parties. It was never a huge event. I was not the type of girl to like dress up and curl my hair and wear heels to school. I always kind of hated my birthday, okay? And I love how much people love their birthdays, and I also love other people's birthdays. But there's something about my own birthday that I just really don't like. And I think it's the fact that it's supposed to, like, in my head, it's supposed to be this special day where, like, everyone's supposed to be celebrating me and stuff, but it always calls me in to be more introspective. Like, my birthday to me feels like it's just asking me to kind of reflect on the last year and stuff like that. So I don't know. There's a whole mess of crap over there, but I have thoughts about the whole hanging out with every single person that you've ever known on your birthday, because I really don't think that we have to normalize putting all of your friends in one room. I kind of hate the idea of meshing all of my friends together because, number one, I don't think all of my friends would mesh together perfectly because obviously, like, everyone's different and whatever. Like, I have common denominators with all of them, but the common denominator is the fact that I'm friends with all of them. Like, I am the common denominator, you know? And that sounds really selfish, but I just feel like on my birthday, I don't want to feel like I have to entertain everyone and I have to introduce everyone and make sure everyone else is having a good time. And like, that's just no, like, no, no. Sorry, I'm good. I love like going to dinner with some of my friends, whatever, and then maybe the next day, like having a little wine night, and like, we don't have to do everything together. That's okay. I think I'm gonna cut myself off there. That's all I have to say about birthdays. Anyways, that's just my opinion. Can y'all agree with that? Because I feel like I have different friends for different reasons, and I love them all for different reasons. And sometimes I want to, hang out with my friends that I get really deep with, and everything's really lighthearted and fun and blah, blah, blah. Like, have a little picnic with them during the day on my birthday. And then at night, I want to be with my friends that I feel like a fucking child around. And I just, we just do degenerate shit and laugh constantly and blah, blah, blah. Like, I want to do that at night, like, I don't know. I don't know. Bottom line, I'm saying so much without saying anything at all today. And, if you're here, if you're sticking around, you're a real one. You're a real one. And I promise every episode won't be like this, but it will a little bit because that's kind of how my brain works. Okay, this kind of tails off from the last question. What are your worst tendencies or red flags? Okay, I feel like I could list a lot, okay, because obviously we're our biggest critics and we kind of see our red flags more than we see our green ones. So for red flags, I go off a vibe. I catch a vibe. way more than I catch a plan, okay? Way more than I'll ever follow through with a plan. I don't think I'm that flaky of a person. Like, I know people that are way flakier than I am because they go off vibes, which, I mean, I love them for it because I understand it, but I have a lot of friends that are planners, okay? And it doesn't fly with them sometimes. Sometimes they really just need to beat the fucking plan out of me. But, every single day I wake up feeling differently, okay? As a woman, we wake up every day feeling differently. And I need to catch a vibe sometimes. If I plan to go to the movies with someone in a week, I might wake up that day and be like, the last fucking thing that I want to do today is sit in a movie theater for 2 hours and eat popcorn that I paid $15 for, that is literally burning the top of my mouth and my lips because it's so fucking salty. Like, sometimes that's just not the vibe. And sometimes that's exactly what I need, And I just, I don't know. I don't know. I gotta go with the vibe. My green flag, I would say is probably how I love people, but that can also be my biggest downfall sometimes because I often give people the benefit of the doubt way more often than not because I see their loving intentions behind the things that they're doing that maybe have caused me pain or have made me feel unloved, So I think I give people the benefit of the doubt a lot. But yeah, and if you resonate with that, I just recorded an episode that will be going out next week about kind of speaking your mind and all those things. So stay tuned. But yeah, I'd say that's probably my biggest green flag is just how I love people. Like, I always see people's heart through everything. And I think that's all of our purpose on this earth is to love and to be loved. Like, I just got nothing but love in me, if I'm being so honest. But moving on with that little tidbit, love language. Love language. What's my love language? Okay. This is one that I also kind of could talk way too much about. So we'll see where I'll cut myself off here. But I don't know if there's science behind the love languages as much as we really think there are. I think there's attachment theories and things that go into it. But when it comes to love languages, I feel like the way that I receive love and the way that I give love, or the way that I want to receive love versus give love, are kind of different. In a perfect world, if I had $1 billion to my name, I think gift giving would probably be a lot higher than it is right now. Just because I'm such a maximalist to my core, and when I see things and it reminds me of my friends, I automatically want to get it for them. But, I'm a college student that doesn't have $1 billion to my name. So sometimes I won't get my friends gifts. And then when it comes to the time where you're expected to get them a gift, like on their birthday and things like that, I feel like I don't have anything to give them because that time that I saw a random fucking frog plushie that reminded me of them that they would have loved and I didn't get it, like that time passed and now I don't know what the fuck to get them. So I always feel like a bad gift giver. Yeah, that's all I'll say about that. But in terms of love language, I think quality time is probably my biggest one. And I think it's because my family growing up, still to this day, actually, we just are not affectionate people at all. Like, we don't tell each other we love each other. We don't hug each other. We're just not affectionate people. My parents never showed each other affection because of reasons concerning their relationship. And through that, I just feel like me and my siblings never really caught the vibe that that's what normal families do. Um, but I also have 3 older brothers. And then my older sister has Down syndrome, and then there's me. So, like, in a way, my brothers just kind of view me as another brother. If I'm being so honest, like, I'm their little brother to them. And brothers don't really show each other love that much, like, typically. Like, some brothers do, but that's like a very special dynamic. So I just, through that, I feel like I've not learned to be a very affectionate person, but what I have learned is, and I am with my friends now, okay? I am with my friends now, but what I have learned is that because my family doesn't show affection verbally or like physically to one another, we indirectly show that affection through spending time with one another. Like, just coming into each other's rooms and sitting on each other's beds and talking, or, going to grab a coffee together or something like that. Like, we do that kind of stuff. And that's how I am with my friends too. I feel like quality time is really big for me. What's the other ones? I forget the other ones. Oh, words of affirmation is so huge for me, but I would say more so with like a romantic relationship than friendship. Maybe, possibly. I don't really know because I'm not very well versed in romantic relationships. But I think reassurance goes a long way for me. Not because it's coming from a place of like I'm insecure and I need to hear you tell me things that I don't believe about myself. It's more so of like I just want to be reassured on things so I don't even have to think twice about them. I don't even have to overthink about them. Like I just want you to already like reassure that I don't need to think that way. I don't know. I think that's a big one for me. Anyways, moving on. Moving on. Okay. This one's just kind of fun. I don't know. If you could adopt another mindset, what would it be? Obviously, my perfect answer would be I don't want to adopt another mindset. I love myself the way I am, blah, blah, blah. But I think I could really benefit from being irrationally confident, like just so confident that it almost comes off aggressively. You know what I mean? Like, I think I could kind of benefit from that a little bit just because I think everything that I already do would just be amplified if I had a little more confidence in myself. And I think all of us could agree with that. But I'm just so bad at giving myself credit. I'm so bad at seeing how much I've done in my day, how much I've accomplished in my life. I'm so bad at taking pride in my accomplishments. And that is rooted in so many things from my childhood that I don't need to get into. But I think I could really benefit from just being like almost delusionally confident, But I think like being good at anything, being successful at anything takes a level of being delusionally confident in yourself? So I don't know. Like my friend sent me a quote this morning that said, every successful person is just an overly confident imposter. Mic drop. Literally all I have to say. And I love that. I really love that. What is a secret talent you have? Okay, to be honest, I'm the type of person where if I have a talent, it's not secret. Like it is being showcased, okay? But I'm also the type of person that believes I don't really have any special talents. Like I don't think I have anything so unique about me that no one else has in them. I think that I just have things in me that I showcase more than other people do. Like I put myself in positions of speaking in front of people probably more often than other people do. Like I teach yoga and I have a podcast. Those are just two things that like I'm constantly speaking. I'm constantly the driving force behind, like I'm the one speaking on the mic. I am the one teaching in front of a class. So in that way, I guess like that's where I can kind of uncover my quote unquote hidden talents. But I really think that anyone has the ability to show up similarly in spaces that I do if they just like tapped into it more. So I don't think that that's like a necessarily like unique quality that I have, but I don't know. I guess it's like a muscle that I train maybe more often than other people do. I don't know. But like I hate saying that because it makes it feel like I'm putting myself on a pedestal and I don't believe that at all. But trust, like if I have any special talents, they are not hidden. They are not hidden. Like I'm the type of person where if I was good at singing, everyone in the world would know that. Everyone in the world would know that. I would make that my whole personality trait. Sorry, I just would. Um yeah, which gets me to my next question, something that you've probably been asked before in your life. What did you want to be when you were younger? When I was younger, I wanted to grow up and be either a baker or a vet. I just really loved animals. That was kind of my special interest when I was little. So, yeah, I wanted to be a vet, which I feel like a lot of people probably wanted to be until they realized like you're not just playing with dogs all day long. You're like, you know what? I'm not going to get morbid on here, but you can fill in the blank with where I was going with that. So I don't want to be a vet anymore. I just want to like own a dog. Um And I also don't want to be a baker because, bakers wake up at like 4 o'clock in the morning to make cakes for people that probably eat them in 2 seconds. So I don't really want to be a baker either. I just maybe want to make cupcakes sometimes for my friends. Like, when you grow up, you have really deep philosophical realizations like that. That was a joke. Anyways. Okay. What celebrity do you secretly think you'd be best friends with? Okay. I really like this conversation. I like this one because, not gonna lie, I feel like me and Emma Chamberlain would really be besties. Okay. I really think that we would be best friends. And she's a little bit older than me, but like not that much older than me. Okay. Like she's only like, I think she's 24 now. She might be 23, 24, but we're only like 3 or 4 years apart, okay? It's not that big of a difference. It's not that big of a difference. Does she need any 20-year-old friends? Probably not. She seems like she's thriving in life, but I think we'd really hit it off. And maybe it's because like she kind of raised me in a way. Like, it's not niche to say that I started watching Emma Chamberlain when she was posting hauls on YouTube. Like, it's not niche to say that because like, weren't we all? Like, weren't we all? Okay. But I stayed there. Okay. I stayed there. And you know what? We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it because I love talking about Emma Chamberlain because there's some people that just don't get it. There's some people that just don't get it. But the people that are tapped in creatively and introspectively in life understand what she's doing right now. Okay. I fucking love Emma Chamberlain and I support literally every single move that she makes. And I think she's brilliant. I think her creative ideas are her timing to her creativity is like unmatched to what anyone else is doing right now. She is always ahead of the curve. And I think that's why people miss the plot sometimes is that she's doing things that like are going to be popular in like 2 years. She's ahead of the curve. Like she is my it girl forever. I got a comment on one of my TikTok videos. It was just like a clip from one of my episodes. And someone said that I sound like Emma Chamberlain, and I literally like still think about it to this day because what do you mean? What do you mean I sound like her? Am I just like morphing because I love her so much? I don't know. I just thought that was interesting. I got that comment twice actually, which is weird. Do I sound like Emma Chamberlain? I think we're just chill girls that think very deeply, and I think that's why I want to be best friends with her. I just love her. But okay, going back to what I was saying, clearly I can talk about Emma a lot. I'm fangirling so hard right now, Emma girl. I love you. But I think that some people, I hear a lot, and she probably fucking hears this too. I hear people say that, she's just not relatable anymore because she's not a depressed teenager. And like, why would you expect her to be? Like, in my head, I'm like, obviously, number one, aren't we all kind of grown up a little bit more now too? Like, those of us who were listening to her when we were depressed teenagers, we're at least nearing adulthood by now. Like, y'all gotta understand, like, it's time to grow up a little bit. I also do think that Emma still is relatable, even though she obviously has more money than she did when she started and, can showcase her creativity maybe more than she used to. Like, her whole brand now is more about who she is creatively than, what relatable thoughts that she has in her head. And I think that's okay. Like, I think that's okay. Stop putting people into boxes. But yeah, I just respect her creative vision so much and I love her down and I would love to meet her one day and I really think that we would be besties. Okay, moving on because I could talk about Emma Chamberlain for longer than I probably should be able to be honest. But like I said, like I literally feel like I grew up with her in a way. I really do. Like she was my number one. She has been my number one quote unquote YouTuber. I hate calling her a YouTuber or content creator. She's just, to me, she's like not categorizable. And that's personally my favorite type of person is when you can't categorize them. Like my favorite music artist is Mac Miller. Why? I mean, so many reasons. So many reasons. But one of the reasons why I love him so much is the fact that he did every single fucking genre ever and you can't categorize him as a music artist. Like we as humans love to put people into boxes and we love to put ourselves into boxes, but why? But why? Okay? Let people rock. Let people be fucking uncategorizable because we're complex human beings, okay? and we contradict ourselves a lot. Anyways, my favorite Ben & Jerry's ice cream flavor is Chubby Hubby. Yeah, it's pretty fucking good. You probably haven't heard of it. It's kind of niche. Yeah, it's really fucking good. But I'm gonna put y'all on, okay? I'm gonna put y'all on. So, Chubby Hubby, I'm gonna read it right off the pint right now. Try not to salivate. But Chubby Hubby is vanilla malt ice cream with peanut, which by the way, what the fuck is malt? Couldn't tell you, but it's delicious. Vanilla malt ice cream with peanutty, fudge covered pretzels with fudge and peanut buttery swirls. Clearly, I like peanut butter, okay? So fucking good. It's insane. It's kind of similar to Netflix and chilled, but like so much better. It's so fucking good. It's so fucking good. And it's so hard to come by. I barely ever see it in the stores, but oh my God, I entered a new portal when I found this one for the first time. One thing about me is number one, I could eat ice cream every single day, and I kind of do, to be honest. Like, I kind of do. I fucking love ice cream. That is like, if I could eat anything for the rest of my life, it would be ice cream. And another thing about me is I love a good crunch. Okay, I love a good crunch. I love a little texture being added to the conversation, like a little pretzel bite in my ice cream. Delicious. Yum. Love it. Chubby Hubby. That's my answer. Aren't you guys just loving this episode? Isn't it so like structured and not at all over the place? Listen, weirdo's in the name of this podcast. Like, I gotta bring that weird aspect more than ever now, okay? Okay, this is gonna be my last question. Which do you prefer, talking on the phone or texting? I'm gonna add in FaceTime there too. I really could just answer simply, but like I mentioned in the beginning of this, that's never something that I do. It's never something that I do, okay? I'm always going to go down any rabbit hole that I can. I'm gonna take the long way. I'm gonna just beat a dead horse. Like I'm gonna do it, okay? I hate texting. That's probably my least favorite form of communication. I hate texting. But something that I'm really into lately that's making texting really fun for me is sending stickers while I'm texting. If you know, you know. There's a sticker feature on iMessage where you can like create your own stickers and you can like take other people's stickers. And I've made myself an inventory, okay? And they add something to the conversation. I'm finding myself laughing at my own texts again. Like I'm feeling funnier. Like it's there's something beautiful about it, okay? So I've been liking texting using stickers lately, and I also like sending voice memos. I'm a big voice memo person. There's some people that are very against them, and I get it. I get it because especially on iMessage, you know, you can't speed them up. But why are we rushing? Can't we all just slow down and listen to our friends talk? Like I love voice memos. Truly. There's a friend that I have that we send each other like 20-minute voice memos. I know that's fucking crazy. I know that's fucking crazy. But we hate texting and we hate FaceTime, but we want to be caught up on each other's lives. So to us, it just makes sense to send a 20-minute voice memo and tell each other every single thought we've ever had in our heads for the past few days, you know? Um, and I love that, but it also is so subjective to the friendship that you have with someone. Like there's some friends that I have where we banter back and forth on text messages. There's some friends that I will never send a voice memo to. There's some that I will literally only call on the phone and I will only FaceTime. You know, it's very subjective, but FaceTime, okay? I want to talk about FaceTime. I have such a love-hate relationship with FaceTime. I think I hate it more than I love it just because I feel like there's never I'm better at this now. I'm way better at this now. And I also think that the only people I'm going to FaceTime are people that I feel comfortable enough to be like, all right, I got to go by. But I just hate the like hanging up part where you're just like, okay, I want to go about my day, but like also I'm enjoying your company right now and I don't want you to think that I'm not. But like sometimes I'd rather just like, you know, love you, bye, and then go listen to my music. I don't know. I don't love FaceTime, but I think with certain friends, it's like I'm going to FaceTime you more often than I'm going to call you. I think the only people I ever call are like my grandma and my mom. I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of FaceTime, if I'm being so honest. I always just feel like it's something that I feel like I have to commit to. Like, I know if I'm FaceTiming someone, I'm committing to being on the phone with them for at least an hour. Sometimes I don't know. It's just not the vibe sometimes. Like I said before, I'm a person who goes off vibes. I go off vibes, and if I'm not feeling it, like, it's not going to happen. And then if my only relationship with that person is FaceTiming them, then we're probably not going to talk for like a month. And then we're going to pick up where we left off next time we FaceTime. I don't know. Am I like the most difficult person to be friends with? I feel like that's what I've kind of realized about myself throughout the duration of this episode is like maybe I'm just really hard to reach and really not categorizable in the worst way possible. And that's okay. It's fine. It's fine. We all got to have our red flags. But I'm going to close out this episode because I just talked about nothing for an hour. So, what I hope after this episode is that you guys feel like you know me a little bit better. You maybe saw a little bit more of my personality. I promise to showcase my personality a little bit more, for better or for worse, on every episode to come. And yeah, I just want this podcast to feel like an open-ended conversation. I want y'all to talk to me more. I want you to DM me more, to use the comment features on Spotify, on YouTube, whatever platform you're listening on. And let's talk, okay? Because sometimes I feel like I'm talking to a fucking wall when I'm on this mic, which I literally am doing right now. Like, literally doing, not just metaphorically. But yeah, it doesn't have to feel that way. It doesn't have to feel that way. I'm creating this space for us to come here and feel a little bit more understood by one another, by understanding ourselves. And like, I want this space to be whatever it needs to be for you. And I think that I'm understanding how to curate that a little bit more now that I've kind of dipped my toes into this creative platform a little bit more, and I understand the ebbs and flows and the ins and outs a little bit better. Yeah. And it's easier for me to show up authentically. All the reasons. But yeah, I'm just excited for what's to come, and I'm excited for the community that I'm building here and the people that are coming in, and just how much we kind of feed off each other's energy and resonate with each other. And I just love y'all down, and I appreciate you listening time and time again. If this is your first time listening to this podcast, I hope you come back and listen to more. I usually just create episodes based on the things that are on my mind in that moment that I feel that I can talk the most about. So yeah, it's very open. Like I said, it's very open. And sometimes I go on a million different tangents, but I do like to think that I kind of bring everything back full circle by the end of the episode. So it feels like one big brain dump that ends up kind of resulting in some kind of coming together by the end. I'd like to think, at least. But yeah, I'm going to shut up. I'm going to cut myself off there. But I just love y'all, and I hope you come back, and I hope we can have more conversations like this, and let me know your thoughts always. My social media platforms and all those things will be in the show notes below. And yeah, I'll see you in the next episode. We're going to talk about speaking what's on your mind instead of bottling things in, and just saying how you fucking feel and all those things. So, love you. Stay tuned, and I'll talk to you soon.